When I was a student and foolish and doing the national schools regatta, really for a joke, I wore a bowler hat like this, and we did jibe, and I was hit by the boom, and wearing a bowler hat I felt completely protected. So now it's sort of part of my logo. I always wear a bowler hat when I'm sailing this boat, and people either look irritated or they laugh. Usually they smile and laugh, and I can't sail without it now. In fact, my daughter says if I'm not wearing the hat, we usually hit things, especially when we're coming into a pontoon. So she makes me wear it, especially when we're parking. One of the most marvellous things we did on this boat was to sail across the Atlantic, myself and two friends. It took us 23 days, I think, and we arrived in Antigua, and I was amazed to find the man that took the ropes from us when we arrived at the pontoon had sailed on this boat 30 years before and recognized it, and so he tied us up and we came alongside, and then we took part in Antigua Classic Yacht Regatta. And I guess it was because we were honed, we'd been on the boat for so long, that we surprisingly won our first race. After that it was a bit downhill, especially when my crew found that if you bought 3 rums you got a free hat, and so we do have a locker full of hats. But that was one of the most marvellous things we did on the boat, was to take her over the Atlantic and compete in the Antigua Classic Yacht Regatta. The connection with the Rangers Football Club is that the first owner, Willie Lawrence, owned Rangers Football Club. He was a property developer in Scotland and obviously a wealthy Glaswegian. And he had the boat built in the Fife Yard to race with the other 8 Rita Cruiser racers on the Clyde. When he first started racing, she didn't do that well. She didn't get very good results. In fact, I've got copies of the Glasgow Herald where all the sailing results were there in the 50s and 60s. And she didn't do that well. And so he invited Uffa Fox to come up to helm the boat. And history doesn't really relate, but I don't think it made a big difference. But eventually he got the boat going well.